Live. And I'm coming to you with an interesting topic because of the economy. I'm coming to you with a topic well, what is a business? What is a business? And although we think we understand what the definition of a business is, we many times mischaracterize what a business is. So, what is a business? The simple definition is a business is something that offers a service or product in exchange for a fee. That's a business. As simple as that. And many people say, well, is there other stuff that defines a business? No, that's a business. Now, we add a caveat to that. We would like it to be moral, legal, and ethical, but it's not always moral, legal, and ethical, but it's always a business, right? So let me give you an example. Drug dealing. Drug dealers, is that a business? Illegal as it may be, it is a business. There is a product that is being exchanged for a fee, right? So we can in our minds, we cannot narrow as to what we want a business to be. We got to go by the definition: a product or service in exchange for a fee. Now, there are better businesses than others, right? There's businesses that are legal, moral, and ethical, and they don't produce any money. There's businesses that produce a lot of money and are legal but are not moral and ethical. See where I'm going with this? So what you want to do is, in this crazy economy coming up, it is not the time to put up just any kind of business. It is a time to do something so you can make some money to mitigate the negative effects that the economy, the recession, the inflation, the recession, and all that is going to have on us and our family. So consequently, what are we looking for? We're looking for a business that has low entry costs and a business that has a great return, right? So that's the philosophy of the stock market: buy low, sell high. So in a business is buy low, low costs, high return. High return. That's it, right? High return. So something that you can do. Now, here's the thing. There's a document. It's called the Dow Theory Letter. The Dow Theory Letter is of, and I should finish the statement. The Dow Theory Letter of the Perfect Business, and the Dow Theory Letter describes a perfect business, and there's 12 points to it, and they just added 3 more, so there's 15 points to it. And if any business that falls, that meets those points, is supposed to be the perfect business. I've read it several times, and it does make sense. It's a straightforward. I have it here, as a matter of fact, or a copy of it, right? And then the last few things are in the back. But just real briefly to tell you, what the Dow Theory Letter says, it has to sell around the world. It has to sell around the world. So the product, you have to have a market that's the world. You can't have a market that's your neighborhood. You can't have a market that's your city. You cannot have, those are restrictive markets. And to give you an example of restrictive market, I bet you any money you want that you make a better burger than Burger King, than McDonald's. A better burger than McDonald's. No hands. If I go to your backyard, you fire up the grill and you just get that meat, you spice it up, right? And you put the condiments and you throw it onto the grill, and then you toast the bun, and then you put the meat and you put all the dressings, lettuce, tomatoes, all that stuff, mayo, ketchup, whatever you put on your burger, and I bite into that thing. That's delicious. Delicious. But what happens? You cannot outsell McDonald's. McDonald's has a system, and it goes around the world, which goes to my point of the Dow Theory Letter. You don't always have to have the best, but you have to have a system, and you have to have something of quality, but not necessarily the best to have a successful business. So it sells around the world, and it has inelastic demand. And what's inelastic demand? Inelastic demand is just simply that it's recession proof. It is a product that, regardless what the economy, your personal economy, my personal economy, or the economy is doing, we have to buy them. What are practice? Let me give a very simple example. Toothpaste. You got to buy toothpaste. Unless, well, if you don't want to keep your teeth, you don't have to buy toothpaste. But but you have to buy toothpaste. You have to buy soap to clean your body. You have to buy soap to clean your house, to clean the bathroom, right? You got to buy, ladies got to buy skincare, makeup, or so there are things that we purchase regardless what the economy is doing, regardless what your personal economy is doing. You have to buy these things. That's inelastic products, unique products, low labor, right? You don't want to have much overhead in terms of employees. Low overhead period. Costs, operating costs, low investment. So that's the initial entry point. And then your cash returns. You don't want your profits to be tied in receipts. People owing you money for a long period of time. And there's a few other things. The one of the last few ones that they added was leveraging. You have to be able to leverage yourself. J. Paul Getty said, "I'd rather have 1% of 100 people than 100% of my own effort." When I first heard that, it took me a second to analyze that statement. I'll be honest with you, I need to go, "Oh yeah, that makes sense." To me, it wasn't like that. It just, I had to think about it, and then what I said to myself, I don't know what you think of that. 1% of 100 people versus 100% of myself. What I thought about it was, well, that makes sense, because if I have 100%, I got 1% of that one person, right? And that person may produce their 1% relative to my 1%. Their 1% must be larger, could be larger. But nevertheless, if I get sick, there goes everything. The 100% goes out the door. But if I have 100 people and one person gets sick, I still have 99% or 99% productivity, right? Or 99 people in this case, productivity. So the productivity only goes down by 1%. That's leveraging. That is leveraging. And you must, in order to be long-term in business, you must be able to leverage yourself. Example on that, McDonald's are all over the world. There's corporate stores, but there's a lot of independent business owners who have multiple franchises. So what happens? A McDonald's franchise, last time I looked at the numbers, the production of a franchise was profit-wise was about 7%. Let's say between 7 and 10%. That's not a lot of percentage, depending on the volume that your store does. But what do franchisees do? They open a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth and a sixth. And if a franchise gets impacted by weather, depending the city you're in, if it gets impacted by a number of things, you still have the other franchises producing. Plus, the summation of the franchises is what makes having franchises a lucrative business. It's not one or two franchises. One or two franchises, you can do that. You can make as much money in a job. That word job, I dislike it. Not dislike it. It's not my favorite word. But you can make as much money not having the responsibility. I guess that's a better way of saying, not having the responsibility and the risk that having a franchise comes with. So what's the idea? Leverage yourself with lots and lots of franchises. But what's the problem with franchises? Franchises back in the 70s, 80s, that was the thing. Franchising, you strive to have a franchise. That was the business model that you wanted. Why? Because you were able to buy a franchise. And like I said, if you bought 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, you were able to make a lot of money. And then you hire a good business manager that ran your franchises, that gave you free time, that let you go and do other things, right? But if you didn't do that, then you adhere to the old 40-40-40, which now is 50-50-50. And if you don't, what I'm saying by that is 40 years, 40 hours to retire with 40%. If you can retire, right? Because now companies are not wanting to give you retirement, so they're manipulating things around as much as they can to not let you retire. They don't want to pay that retirement. They reduce your hours, they make you part-time, they all kinds of things. And those are business tactics, but nevertheless, it doesn't benefit us, the average person, the lay person, the worker, right? The worker bee that we're hustling out there. It doesn't help us. So what happens? What do you want to do? You want to create something for you, for your family, something that you can leverage, that gives you tax benefits. That's a proven system. That's another thing. It's got to be a proven system. You can't. It's risky to go out there trying to invent or create something. You can, but it's kind of risky. And let me give you examples of very successful people who created stuff at down times like now, during recessions. In 2008, what was born? Uber. Uber was born in 2008 when the economy was tanking. It was, Airbnb, economy tanking, right? So there's opportunities, and that's the main reason I'm coming to you today. There are times when there's opportunities that present themselves, and you have to capitalize on them, because if you don't see them, if you may not be looking for them, but at least you need to see them, and you need to decide whether you want to do something or not do something. I'm rambling a little bit because I want to get to a point. The Dow Theory Letter, it says you have to have a proven system. That's number 13. You have to be able to leverage time, and you have to have tax benefits. Those were the three things they added to the list of 12. And it's one of the things that I like. It says it's got to be portable. It's got to be portable. In other words, it doesn't matter where you're at. You can take it with you. If you move state, if you move country, you can take your business with you. You don't have to give your business up. And you have to love it. That's another thing. You have to like what you do. And because if you don't love it, you're going to get tired of it very, very soon. So back to a business. What's a business? Something that delivers a service or offers a product in exchange for a fee. Now somebody's gonna say, well, isn't then what's a Ponzi scheme? Ponzi scheme is not a business, right? A Ponzi scheme, there was an exchange of monies with a promise. So there was no service or product. It was a promise. If you give me $100 next week, I'll give you 200. That's a Ponzi scheme. That's illegal, right? And then there's some other variations to the Ponzi scheme. Again, that is an exchange of money for a promise. That's not legal. So it's a service or a product, and then of course we add the caveat: moral, legal, or ethical, and because you want to make sure that it fits within your values, your personal, whatever your values are, your personal values. So the perfect business in a situation like this, and I tell you that there are times when things are perfect, and I'm gonna tell you what is the perfect business right now. And the perfect business right now is network marketing. Now don't go away, don't jump off ship. Listen to me. Network marketing. Why network marketing? Businesses go through 3 stages. They go through rejection, they go through acceptance, rejections, acceptance, and then rejection, acceptance, then respect. Franchising. In 1970, the Federal Trade Commission took franchising to court and to the federal court and said franchising is illegal. They went through their iterations of what they do in court, and at the end, federal court decided franchising is legal, and it put forth a set of caveats. Because what was happening was the franchisers, not the franchisees, the franchisers were imposing rules that were unfair to the franchisees. So the court says franchising is definitely a legal business. It's moral, ethical, and legal. It's a business, and it can function, but we're gonna put these guidelines to protect the franchisee, which is cool. Very well. That's the way it should be. In 1975, I guess the Federal Trade Commission got bored and decided to sue network marketing as an illegal business. But they couldn't sue network marketing itself because network marketing looked too much like franchising. Think about it. If you are an independent business owner and you are part of whatever network marketing company you're with, you have a corporation, a headquarters that then gives you a license number to leverage the company. What do you do in network marketing? You leverage a company. You leverage the ability to use to sell their products. You leverage the ability to use their services or deliver their services, and you have the ability, and then they do administrative work for you. That's a relationship. So you look a lot like a franchisee. So the Federal Trade Commission said, we can't sue the industry because it looks too much like franchising. As you know, in law, there's something called precedents. So what they do, a judge will just say, is there a case similar to this one in the past, and what was the verdict? And because it was just fresh, the verdict was that it was more legal and ethical, and you have to impose certain rules. So what the Federal Trade Commission they said if we can choose one company and prove that one company is illegal by default, or others are illegal. So they chose the Amway Corporation. American Way at the time, right? So the American Way Company, known as Amway now, the American Way Company was taken to court in 1975. The Federal Trade Commission sued them, and then they went to court for 4 years, 5 years. So I think 4 years. So from if you count 75 as 5 years, 75 to 79. And 79, the federal court determined that Amway was a moral, legal, and ethical company. And it said, just like with franchises, it set a certain guidelines, of things. You cannot inflate the results. You cannot do certain things. You have to sell a certain amount of products to customers. So whatever rules, all the rules they said, just like they did with franchising. So if you think that network marketing is illegal, I should say, is illegal, then you're wrong. Take that off the table. You are wrong. If you believe in the legal system of the United States, the federal court already said it is legal. What tarnishes the name of network marketing is the behavior of people. So don't confuse the behavior of people with the legality of the business. If you're a good person and you do it correctly, you can make a lot of money. So here is the Kaizen. Kaizen is a word where it says where opportunity and preparation meets each other. That's the perfect opportunity. That's the perfect time. So this is the perfect time because now you have network marketing, multi-level marketing, whatever you want to call it. And then you have social media, from which I am reaching to you right now. I'm doing a live using social media. And you have social media in which you can reach the world. Got it? Remember, number one in the Dow Theory letter is it has to reach the world. So now you're not restricted to your neighborhood, to your city, or to your state. You can go on social media and reach the world. Let me tell you something. I think by last accounts, I forgot how many, but there's just a few million independent business owners in network marketing. There is 7.9 billion people in the world, and there's hundreds of companies. People see this and people have a need. And with the economy tanking now, this is the perfect opportunity. With a couple of $100, $200, $300, $400, you can start network marketing. Now, here's the problem with network marketing. And it's not a problem with network marketing. It's a problem with you, me. It's in between our ears. Because the hardest thing to do in network marketing is deal with your preconceptions, your preset opinions, your mindset in terms of work and becoming an entrepreneur, your ability to do personal development. All of that is in us. Is not the business. The business is perfect. The business is perfect. And why is it perfect? Because all you have to do is promote products and services, and the company will share with you the profits. That's it. You promote and the company shares the profit. You promote and the company shares the profit. Why? Because you don't have the regular headaches that you get from a regular business. You don't have the overhead. You don't have employee problems. You don't have legal fees that you have to pay. If you have a company that is in multiple nations around the world that you can do business in, you didn't have to go open those businesses in the other countries, right? They did that with their legal teams. You don't have to worry about scientists, product production, product distribution. There's all these things you don't have to worry about. All you do is promote the product or service. And you promote the product or service. You represent the product or service in a professional way. You do not lie. You do not inflate. You do not do anything like that. And then the company sells delivers the product or service, and then shares the profit with you. That's all you do. That's it. So what do? If you're pushing a product, promoting a product or a service, you got to be your best customer. You have to be using that product or service. Remember, one of the rules is you got to love it. You got to love what you're doing. You got to love your product. And so when you promote that, and you then once you do it, you are your best customer. Then you get customers, and when you get customers, again, there's a profit sharing with you. And number 3 is you find other people who want to do the same. And that is basically what you do when you develop a network marketing. Here's the key. Network marketing. You have to work. It's simple, It's simple. It's not complicated, but it requires work. And if you work and you put in the discipline, the time, you do self-development, you become a better person. You understand how to deal with people. You understand sales, right? Sales, that's the key. There's multiple jobs out there that are sales that we don't say that they're illegal or moral, or they're illegal, moral, or they're not legal, moral, and ethical. And we don't look down on them. That's basically what a network marketer is. He's a salesman promoting his own product. And when you do that and you find other people that said, wow, if I promote this product, which I enjoy, and I can make money out of it, then I'm golden. So that is the key. What is a business? A business is something that promotes services and goods in exchange for a fee. What is the perfect business? For the average person like you and I, network marketing. Hands down. No argument, no. I challenge you. I challenge you right now. I challenge you to send me a message. And for those of you who are live right now, just drop me where you're from. Say hello, drop me where you're from. For those who are catching the replay, just drop me replay and let me know where you're from. I'd like to come around and connect with you. And I challenge everybody. Write me a question. What do you think of network marketing? And if you think it's illegal, or if you think there's a downside, let me know. Write me, because I can tell you right now, I can articulate an argument for anything you say. Because like I told you earlier, the biggest problem, the biggest issue with network marketing is preconceived notions of the industry. And I can see that because it's preconceived notions in what your personal development is. Preconceived notions because in the past there was misbehavior, but it was misbehavior by people. It was not the industry. It was not network marketing the industry. It was not network marketing. There were some companies that promoted certain things that were not supposed to, but it was the people. It was the people, not the industry, I guess is the point I'm trying to drive. So the industry is solid. And if you're solid, then you have no problem. And you can create legacy or generational wealth for your family and leave a legacy with network marketing. So here's the detail for you. If you have nothing else that can produce you financial independence and generational wealth, I urge you, leave me a message. Drop me info in the bottom. Let's talk. We can chat. I'll put in the first comment here. I'll throw in a link that you can connect with me, set something up so we can chat, or you can just drop info in the comments, and I will reach back out to you, and we can enter a conversation, and I will answer any questions you have. But Kaizen is where opportunity and preparation meet, and that is the perfect time. And right now, with network marketing, the services and products they offer, and the reach of the world via social media, this is the perfect time to get into network marketing, become a professional, and you will be amazed at the things you can achieve. But it's up to you to decide to become a professional. If you're not going to become a professional, if you're going to do this part-time, or not part-time, pull that back, because you can do it part-time. If you're going to do this as a hobby, I recommend you don't try it at all. Why? I'm a hobby golfer. And when I do things as a hobby, I normally pay. As a golfer, I earn no money, but I do pay every single time I go to the golf course, right? So I'm spending money, and they make a living, right? And they've generated wealth and wealth and wealth. So drop me info. Let's talk. Let's keep the conversation going. And thank you very much for watching. Roll out.